in leading Hawaii out of the educational crisis she precipitated by not protecting public education from her slash and burn budget cuts last year. She unfortunately continues to play the victim, deflecting attention from the fact that the children of Hawaii have suffered the most from her lack of political will and continued political posturing. Rather than take the lead in bringing parties back to the table, she prefers to communicate through press conferences and arrests. We are aware that the DOE and HSTA have also contributed to this impasse. However, we appeal to the governor because she, in theory, represents her constituents. However, the governor would rather arrest public school students and parents who want to meet with her rather than sit down and speak with them. That says it all. We've accomplished our efforts to represent Hawaii's children where their interests and well-being have been forgotten. The outpouring of support from the community has shown us that Hawaii cares. We will continue to be their advocates, but today we are aware that Governor Lingle has made it clear that she's abandoning Hawaii's public educational system. We look to our other elected officials to fill the leadership vacuum, and we will look to them in the coming days to see that they stand up for Hawaii's children. In the coming days, we call on the potential candidates for governor, in particular, Lieutenant Governor Duke Aiona, Congressman Neil Abercrombie, and Mayor Mufi Hannerman, to articulate their views on how to support and sustain excellence in public education. Finally, we wish to thank the staff at the governor's office, including the receptionist, the deputy sheriffs, and the custodians. They've all been very patient, respectful, and professional. We appreciate their efforts and wish them all the best.
Get a seat. Okay. So for 8 days, we've waited for Governor Lingle's reply, and we've made ourselves available around the clock, despite schools, jobs, and families to care for. Yesterday, the governor's staff invited us to observe a press conference in silence. Governor Lingle said many things, but would not take any of our questions, even though we were raising our hands for 15 minutes straight. This is not a face-to-face dialogue. Governor Lingle told us in the conference that she would not meet with people like us. People like us? We're regular people. We speak for 170,000 students in Hawaii. We are your constituents. It is your job to speak, to listen to us. If Governor Lingle cannot even talk to us, parents and concerned citizens, how will she be able to work out differences in a labor negotiation? We are very concerned that nothing will advance. We stand by our original request, end school furloughs now. All children of Hawaii deserve a good education. I'm going to address a few points. We are deeply disturbed by how easily the governor gives up on this school year. However, we found out that back in August, the governor called for a restriction of funding in the amount of $135 million for the Department of Education. These funds are available and could be used to end furloughs today. We also have special funds available. All that is needed is the governor's approval. So our conclusion is that the reason why we still have furloughs is because the governor does not have the will to end the furloughs. The governor has had an alarming trend of decimating public services across the board. We are very frightened about what kind of Hawaii we will have if this is to continue. We were deeply saddened by her characterization of the public education system as one that is failing, and especially alarmed that she believes it's not worth funding. There are many examples of excellence in our schools. They will struggle immensely without adequate support and funding. Our children, our beautiful children of Hawaii, deserve highly qualified, excellent teachers. Okay. So, anyway, okay. Okay, so, yeah, again, We came here to find out why Furlough Fridays are still continuing. And rather than meet with us, she prefers to arrest us. That is wrong. Thank you.
Marguerite, it's been 8 days of this, and just like you said, you haven't gotten the results that you've been looking for. So what's going to happen with this protest?
Well, I'm staying, and some of us are staying.
Even though that means tonight, you have 2 citations already?
Yes, I have 2 citations.
So there's more people that are planning to be arrested?
Yes. We're constituents trying to bring our concerns to our elected leader. It is wrong for them to, for this office to just continually keep us out.
I'm just wondering, because the governor's not responding to what you're doing, why do you feel that there needs to be more arrests to make this point?
Because this is wrong, and I am utterly heartbroken with this governor's message that the children of Hawaii are not important enough to provide an adequate education. I want them to know that people care and that they're willing to fight for their
They're being asked to give more, as if it doesn't really matter. The difference between now and the end of the year is another week, almost another week of school. If I had kept my children out of school for as long as they've already been out, the state would have come after me by now.
That's right.
They need their school days back. That needs to happen first.
It is not a luxury. It is an essential. It is an essential. It is not something that should be cut under any circumstances.
The governor this morning on her radio show said that this is a, quote, small group that doesn't represent parents in Hawaii. I don't need you to respond to that.
I would like to know how she knows that.
Was there more to it, or?
Everyone.
I think all public school parents want their children back in school. I don't, I think we all do.
We've never heard anyone say otherwise.
Yeah, I think it's a fallacy when people say that, Furlough Fridays are good for anybody. There's been a lot of justification about why it can't be done or how it's too hard. And, I'm here to tell my children that their education is worth fighting for. It is that important to me.
The governor also said that there are other parent groups that have met with her or her staff even last week or so. Do you know of any other parent groups who have done that?
I can guess which it might be. They have met with her staff, but never with her directly. In the past, Hawaii Education Matters has met with them. Yes.
It's nice that the governor's speaking to you. She hasn't, I'm not sure that we're supposed to know who
This
she's
is on the
speaking
radio
to.
show.
Oh, which radio show? I'm sorry.
She has a regular radio show
she
every
does.
couple weeks.
All right.
So let's say you folks get arrested tonight again. I mean, how far are you going to take it? Are you going to come back tomorrow and get arrested again? Is that just going to be...
Every day is a new day.
Yeah, and there isn't a great master plan. We don't have a well-paid staff like the governor does. I think that we are very concerned that we're able to be a good voice for our children. We've been very thoughtful throughout this entire process, and we take each day, as it goes. So,
yeah, I think that we will fight as long as our health holds up. It's been very difficult. We've spent time away from our own families, and it is affecting us.
Time away from work and...
Talk a little bit about the support that you've gotten. I've heard that there's support, I guess, not only here in Hawaii, but from other places as well. And because this has turned into